The inspector's reason for rejecting the two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters is not typically supported by the National Electrical Code or accepted industry practices. The National Electrical Code permits the use of two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters in certain applications, including bedrooms, and it doesn't mandate that each bedroom must have its own separate arc fault circuit interrupter circuit. There are several options to address this issue. Firstly, educate the inspector. Provide the inspector with information from credible sources. These may include the National Electrical Code itself, manufacturers' guidelines for their products, and publications from electrical industry organizations. This information should explain the code compliance and the advantages of using two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters. Secondly, request a second opinion. If the inspector remains unconvinced after you've presented the supporting documentation, you can request a second opinion from a different qualified electrical inspector. Thirdly, file a complaint. If the inspector persists in rejecting the installation without a valid technical or code-related reason, consider filing a formal complaint with the appropriate regulatory authority. This could be the state electrical board or a similar governing body. Fourthly, consider alternative approaches. While two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters are indeed effective for protecting bedrooms, there are alternative methods that still meet the code requirements and provide similar levels of protection. These include 1. Installing single-pole arc fault circuit interrupters on each individual bedroom circuit, and 2. Using a combination of arc fault circuit interrupters and ground fault circuit interrupters. Moving forward, you should continue to use your preferred wiring practices, which may include using two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters for bedrooms. Be prepared to provide technical justification and code references for your approach if questioned by inspectors. Other considerations include ensuring that the two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters are installed correctly and connected to the appropriate branch circuits according to manufacturer specifications and code requirements. Also consider using arc fault circuit interrupters with dual function capability. These provide both arc fault and ground fault protection, offering a more comprehensive safety solution. Remember that inspector objections based solely on personal preferences, rather than on actual code requirements, should be challenged and resolved through a collaborative and informed approach. Always refer to the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and local amendments for specific requirements in your jurisdiction. Understanding the code is paramount. Familiarize yourself with the specific sections of the National Electrical Code that pertain to arc fault circuit interrupters and their application in residential wiring. Pay close attention to Articles 210.12, which covers arc fault circuit interrupter protection requirements and any applicable exceptions. Keep abreast of any local amendments or interpretations of the National Electrical Code that may be in effect in your area. Local jurisdictions often have the authority to modify or clarify certain code provisions. Maintain thorough documentation. Keep detailed records of all electrical work performed, including circuit layouts, breaker schedules, and product specifications. This documentation can be invaluable in demonstrating code compliance and resolving disputes with inspectors. Product specification sheets are especially handy. Obtain and maintain the manufacturer's specifications for the two-pole arc fault circuit interrupters you are using. These documents typically outline the product's features, installation requirements, and code compliance certifications. This information can be used to support your installation practices. Engage in continuing education. Attend electrical industry workshops, seminars, and training courses to stay up to date on the latest code changes, product advancements, and best practices. Continuing education demonstrates your commitment to professional development and can enhance your credibility with inspectors. Foster open communication. Maintain a professional and respectful relationship with electrical inspectors. Approach any disagreements as opportunities for constructive dialogue and mutual understanding. Be willing to listen to the inspector's concerns and address them with evidence-based reasoning. Request clarification. If an inspector raises an objection that is unclear or appears to be based on a misunderstanding of the code, respectfully request clarification. Ask the inspector to provide specific code references or technical justifications for their position. This will help you understand the basis of their objection and respond accordingly. Document all interactions. Keep a record of all communications with electrical inspectors, including dates, times, topics discussed, and any agreements reached. This documentation can be useful if further action is necessary. Seek expert consultation. If you are unable to resolve a dispute with an inspector on your own, consider seeking assistance from an electrical engineering consultant or a code expert. These professionals can provide unbiased interpretations of the code and offer guidance on how to achieve compliance. Understand the appeals process. Familiarize yourself with the appeals process in your jurisdiction for challenging an inspector's decision. This process typically involves submitting a written appeal to a higher authority, such as the local building department or the state electrical board. Be prepared to present your case with supporting documentation and expert testimony. Consider alternative wiring methods. If disputes with inspectors persist despite your best efforts, consider exploring alternative wiring methods that achieve the same level of safety and code compliance while addressing the inspector's concerns. For example, you could opt to use single-pole arc fault circuit interrupters in all bedrooms or implement other approved protective measures. Consider whole-house surge protection. Installing a surge protective device at the main electrical panel can protect sensitive electronic equipment from voltage spikes, potentially reducing the likelihood of nuisance tripping of arc fault circuit interrupters. Surge protection does not replace arc fault circuit interrupters, but it can complement their function and enhance overall electrical system reliability. Educate homeowners. Explain the purpose and benefits of arc fault circuit interrupters to homeowners, emphasizing their role in preventing electrical fires. This can help manage expectations and address any concerns they may have about the installation. Communicate the importance of not tampering with or disabling arc fault circuit interrupters. Perform load calculations. Ensure that branch circuits are properly sized to accommodate the anticipated electrical loads. Overloaded circuits can cause arc fault circuit interrupters to trip unnecessarily. Conduct thorough load calculations in accordance with the National Electrical Code to determine the appropriate ampacity for each circuit. Verify proper grounding. Confirm that the electrical system is properly grounded in accordance with the National Electrical Code requirements. Improper grounding can contribute to electrical noise and increase the risk of arc fault circuit interrupter nuisance tripping. Inspect grounding connections and ensure that they are clean, tight, and corrosion-free. Check for neutral to ground faults. Inspect the wiring for any unintentional connections between the neutral and ground conductors. These connections can create circulating currents that can interfere with arc fault circuit interrupter operation. Use a multimeter or circuit analyzer to identify and correct any neutral to ground faults. Minimize shared neutrals. Avoid sharing neutral conductors between multiple branch circuits whenever possible. Shared neutrals can become overloaded, leading to voltage imbalances and arc fault circuit interrupter tripping. Dedicate a separate neutral conductor to each branch circuit to minimize these issues. Use high-quality wiring devices. Install high-quality receptacles, switches, and other wiring devices that are designed to minimize arcing and sparking. These devices can help reduce the likelihood of arc fault circuit interrupter tripping. Choose devices that are listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory. Avoid loose connections. Ensure that all electrical connections are tight and secure. Loose connections can create resistance, leading to heat and arcing. Use a torque screwdriver to tighten connections to the manufacturer's specified torque. Inspect connections periodically and retighten as needed. Consider using combination arc fault circuit interrupters. Combination arc fault circuit interrupters offer both series arc fault and parallel arc fault protection. Series arc faults occur when there is a break in the circuit conductor, while parallel arc faults occur when there is a short circuit between the hot and neutral conductors. Combination arc fault circuit interrupters provide more comprehensive protection against a wider range of arc fault conditions. Check for appliance-related issues. Investigate whether any specific appliances or equipment are causing the arc fault circuit interrupter to trip. Some appliances, such as older vacuum cleaners or power tools, may generate excessive electrical noise that can interfere with arc fault circuit interrupter operation. Try plugging the appliance into a different circuit or using a surge suppressor. Review the arc fault circuit interrupter trip history. Some arc fault circuit interrupters have the ability to record the cause of the trip. Review the trip history to identify any patterns or trends. This information can help pinpoint the source of the arc fault problem. Use a circuit analyzer. A circuit analyzer is a specialized testing device that can be used to diagnose electrical circuit problems. Circuit analyzers can detect a variety of issues, including arc faults, ground faults, voltage drops, and harmonic distortion. Use a circuit analyzer to thoroughly test the affected circuits. Consult with the arc fault circuit interrupter manufacturer. Contact the arc fault circuit interrupter manufacturer's technical support department for assistance. The manufacturer may be able to provide troubleshooting tips or identify specific issues related to their product. They may also have information on compatibility with certain appliances or equipment. Consider using arc fault circuit interrupter protected power strips. Arc fault circuit interrupter protected power strips can provide an additional layer of protection for sensitive electronic equipment. These power strips have built-in arc fault circuit interrupter circuitry that can detect and interrupt arc faults. Educate tenants or occupants. If the property is rented or leased, educate the tenants or occupants about the purpose and function of arc fault circuit interrupters. Explain how to avoid causing nuisance tripping, such as by not overloading circuits or using damaged appliances. Encourage them to report any electrical problems promptly. Perform regular maintenance. Conduct periodic inspections of the electrical system to identify and address any potential problems. Check for loose connections, damaged wiring, and overloaded circuits. Repair or replace any defective components promptly. Keep records of all maintenance activities. Stay informed about arc fault circuit interrupter technology. Arc fault circuit interrupter technology is constantly evolving. Stay informed about the latest advancements and best practices by reading industry publications, attending trade shows, and participating in online forums. This will help you stay ahead of the curve and provide the best possible service to your clients. Understanding the nuances of arc fault circuit interrupter technology and the National Electrical Code provisions is crucial for ensuring electrical safety and compliance. By adopting a proactive and collaborative approach, you can effectively address inspector concerns and maintain your preferred wiring practices while upholding the highest standards of electrical safety. Remember that electrical codes and regulations can vary depending on your location. Always consult with local authorities and qualified professionals to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. Furthermore, it's important to remember that electrical work can be dangerous. Always take appropriate safety precautions, such as wearing personal protective equipment and energizing circuits before working on them. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work, hire a qualified electrician. Electrical safety is paramount.